It was 2:13 a.m. when the silence in my apartment changed. You know the kind of silence I mean, the heavy, pressurized quiet that happens when the rest of the world is asleep. I was sitting on my couch, laptop burning my thighs, trying to finish a freelance project that was due in the morning. I live alone on the 5th floor of a building that's mostly empty. It's usually comforting, but tonight the air felt thick. I stopped typing to stretch my neck, and that's when I heard it. Ba-ding. It was the activation chime of the smart speaker sitting on my bookshelf. I froze. I hadn't spoken a word in hours. I looked over at the dark corner where the shelf stands. The little blue ring on top of the device was pulsing, swirling in that waiting pattern, listening for a command. "Alexa, cancel," I said, my voice cracking slightly from disuse. The blue light swirled once more, then turned off. Just a glitch, I told myself. These things mishear distinct noises all the time, even if the only noise was the hum of the refrigerator. I went back to typing. 5 minutes passed. Ba-ding. My skin went cold. I looked up. The blue light was back. It was swirling faster this time. "Stop," I said louder. The light turned red, the error color, and went dark. I wasn't going to play this game. I stood up, walked over to the bookshelf, and reached behind the device. I grabbed the power cord and yanked it out of the wall socket. I held the plug in my hand for a second, looking at the dead black plastic of the speaker just to be sure. Then, I dropped the cord on the shelf next to it. "Try glitching now," I muttered. I turned around to head to the kitchen for a glass of water. I took 2 steps before the sound stopped me dead in my tracks. Ba-ding. The sound was louder this time, distorted. It sounded wet. I didn't want to turn around. Every instinct in my body screamed at me to run out the front door, but I couldn't move. Slowly, I turned my head back to the bookshelf. The speaker was still unplugged. I could see the cord dangling uselessly over the edge of the wood. But the blue ring was lit up. It wasn't swirling anymore. It was solid, unblinking, casting a long, eerie shadow against the wall. And then, static began to hiss from the speaker. It wasn't the digital white noise of a machine. It sounded like someone exhaling slowly into a microphone. "I can see you," the voice rasped. It didn't sound like the robotic assistant. It sounded like a man's voice, deep and gravelly, synthesized through a bad connection. I backed away, my back hitting the hallway wall. "Who is this?" I screamed. "How are you doing that?" The blue light on the unplugged speaker suddenly died out, plunging the corner back into darkness. "I'm not doing it from there," the voice replied, but the sound didn't come from the bookshelf. I felt hot breath on the back of my neck. The voice came from directly behind my ear, whispering, "I'm doing it from here." Subscribe for more.